Okay, so I'm going to introduce Chelsey. We're just so fortunate to have Chelsey with us. So I'm going to read this introduction I wrote out last night. Chelsey is an absolutely amazing person. She picked her husband at the ripe old age of 5 years old. And she definitely got a winner, as did he. She has 6 beautiful children. She is Proverbs 31 woman personified. She took 5th place in the quarter before this one in the 90 days with Achiever Club points. She was in World Team top 9 at our national convention, and she was number 5 in the Achievers Club top 10 at convention. She, I believe, is one of the best in the company at reaching people in her community with our message. She would also be one of the best at developing directors, at assisting people in her team to have growth in their size of business and the amount of lives they are touching positively, in the amount of lives they are making a huge difference in. She's an exceptionally talented, hardworking, well-organized, excellent time manager, and highly disciplined leader. We're extraordinarily fortunate and blessed to have her on this call, kindly, graciously sharing tips on things that have worked very well for her and for her leaders. Please welcome 3 Ruby and a superstar mom, a wonderful, amazing person, Chelsey Clark. Thank you so much, Chelsey.
Wow, can I just join every month so I can get that kind of a welcome?
Yes,
Thanks,
yes, we love it.
Oh, well, it's so awesome to see all the friendly faces on here. I know many of you, and you guys just feel like family. I guess we are family. We're in the NeoLife family.
Yes.
So, you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm in the car, so I'm just hoping no kids come running up on the window and let me in. But if they do, you know, we just ran a family 5K. It's called Walk for Life, and it's a really precious race because it's a pro-life race. So
Really?
you run t-shirts that have these, oh, I didn't bring it with me, but it has these adorable little baby feet on it with a heart, and it's Run for Life. So it's at a Christian school that is actually one of our competitor schools. So it's good to come together for like a common cause here. And yeah, so Josh goes out there and tells everybody, hey, I haven't been running. I mean, he hasn't, and he's mostly been doing 30-minute boot camp. He goes out there, runs a 19-minute 5K, and everybody's like, I thought you said you haven't been running. And then Steven took 2nd overall in the race, and I don't know what place I got, but I broke a PR. So I had my whole NeoLife regimen building up to the race, but I haven't run actually, which is crazy. So it shows you what NeoLife can do, you guys, and good nutrition. But to dive right into today, Bob, you wanted me to start with a few of just testimonies in our team recently.
If you could, please, you know, like product testimonies, and then go into things that can help us build that you do so well.
Yeah. Okay. So one that's near and dear to my heart is a friend from small group. I was hoping I can get her on the call today. I think we have our dinner champions tonight. So I don't know if they're planning it out there. I just couldn't get a hold of her this morning or the other day. So sorry about that, Bob. But this story is amazing. Yes. She's within our small group, and she was constantly asking for prayer requests. She wasn't getting answers to why she wasn't feeling good. She joined the boot camp I'm in. She's like, I literally for 2 months busted my butt, and I could not see any results in energy, weight loss. And I just kept saying, hey, we need to talk. And you know, it's just kind of what I'm going to share today. It's exactly what I do all the time. You just invest in their life, and this is crazy. So they were headed to Kenya on our church mission trip with one of the pastors who loves the NeoLife tea and the bars and shake. And so he called me and said, look, this is what I'm taking on the trip, just so I have something quick to eat, healthy to eat, and I have energy. So we met with them for lunch, our small group friends. Their name's Jeff and Sabrina, so many of you know them now. And they said, hey, we want to go ahead and get the bars, the tea, the shakes. You know, Pastor Bobby said this is what he's planning on doing. So that was kind of their first experience. But it took us being intentional, building that friendship, building that connection, going to lunch with them, letting them know, you know, we're not just out to sell NeoLife, we're about relationships. And, you know, and I think when they felt that, that's when it connected. And then, of course, having somebody else in the community say something good about it. So she gets on the product not with the intent to really fix any of the struggles she was having. There were a lot of female issues. And she's been getting blood work done. She had PCOS, which, do you know what that stands for, Bob?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome. I used to have it.
Yeah, right.
The products got me over it.
The male version. All right, so she just could not figure out what's going on. So she got them the shakes. They loved that so much. So then what they did is we got together again with them. And they said, you know, we might want to do this as a business. She was doing rodent and fields. And they saw how Josh and I worked together. And they're like, she's like, that seems nice. She's like, I could never see Jeff doing this with me. You know, or going to parties or meeting for lunch with me about rodent and fields. And so that was really, you know, it was kind of enticing to think about, we could do this as a business together. So they got started on the product, and I kept telling her, you know, you need to get on this. I think you need the salmon oil to lower the inflammation. And I had a friend who had issues, Julia Nelson, and you guys have heard her, or many of you have heard her story. So she started here, and I shared that testimony with her. So she gets on just the breakfast pack. This is what's amazing. Just the breakfast pack.
Crucial moment.
You're muted.
Oh.
You're muted.
Everyone. Oh, Kristen, no one else can hear. Maybe point to your ears.
There we go. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So just on the breakfast pack, the Pro Vitality and the shake, her inflammation index in her body went from 10 point, I think it was 6 or 7 within 3 months down to 5.3. It cut in half, and that was linked to all of her health issues. So she is now feeling great. She's, you know, lost the weight. She's being able to work out. And it's just, you know, it's just so amazing, you know, to see that, you know, constantly every day. And then you guys have met Amanda and Tom Smith. That is another amazing testimony, because it's not just one of them that experienced results. She's a pharmacist. He's an FBI agent. And I had met her actually at a place like this, very similar, at a cross-country meet this time last year. And they actually came to our team retreat a couple weeks after meeting her, not even knowing what they were getting into, and learned and just saw the community and said, this is what we want to be a part of. They bought sweatshirts before even they bought products. They got started on the breakfast pack. She got her dad started on breakfast pack, who's on statins and all kinds of meds. And she's been able to take him off several meds now. His health is increasing. Her son, who was on just meds for anxiety, depression, social anxiety, things like that. He's come off of them. And as a pharmacist, she's been able to know how to do this. You know, she's like, I don't recommend it for everybody. You need to see a doctor. She's like, but I know in my field. So, and that right there, she's like, if there is nothing else NeoLife does for us, it'd just be worth that right there. Right. So they just signed up a new senior manager 2 days ago in their family, who since Rally has been really interested, but also very skeptical, because they have been burnt and exposed by a lot of other two other companies. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, but I think they've watched in and they've seen these testimonies coming from just their team. So that has just been so exciting to see people coming off of prescription meds. And here she is, a pharmacist. She says, I see the effect of our standard American diet. She says, it has changed so much in the 20-something years she's been a part of it. She's like, you know, we used to focus on helping people. Now we're just focused on the next, you know, okay, get them on this prescription. Now this prescription, it's just a numbers thing. And she's like, I'm so excited about this. She's like, this is where my heart is. And so, so that right there is very near and dear to our heart, because they're such close friends to us. And, you know, when those kind of stories happen, it just makes you appreciate not only an amazing product, but just being able to have a business where you're pretty much paid to make friends and help them at the same time. So those are some recent stories that we just are just ecstatic about. Another one I'll share, Bob, real quick is one of our trainers at the gym we go to. Now there is isogenics all throughout that gym. It's actually what's on their gym shelf. So we try to be respectful of that, but we also know what we have in comparison. So no joke, I will walk into the gym and somebody will say, hey, somebody told me to talk to you about something for joint pain. And before you know it, one guy I work out with every morning, Josh and I work out at 8:30 with, he had wristbands on because his wrists were so weak. His ankles are weak. You never looked at him and think that. He's an athletic guy. He does that parkour thing where he's jumping off of, buildings and learning how to tumble and fall. And but he always has these wristbands on. So one day he comes up, and the trainer at the gym that has signed up with NeoLife and has not been impressed with, the other company, he goes, hey, Trainer Joe told me to come talk to you about joint pain. So it took about 2 to 3 months, I think, of just building this relationship, building trust with him. And he finally got started. And within 3 weeks, he's in his 4th week now, just being on the Pro Vitality and a salmon oil bottle and the shake, the breakfast pack. But, oh my goodness, you guys, he worked out last week, the whole entire week without his wrist wraps. He's like, look, you guys, no wrist wraps. They don't even hurt during the day. He works on a computer, so that's really affected him. So, Joe, the trainer who refers people to us, he, for the first ever, just being on the Pro Vitality Pack, has not had to take an allergy shot all year. He says that's the first time and forever. And his son, who's worse than him, just on the Pro Vitality Pack, no allergy shot.
Wow.
So we have got gold right there, you guys.
Yeah.
So,
Chelsey?
all right, Bob. Yes.
Yeah, one thing too, on that first one you told us, Sabrina had been working with the endocrinologist for quite some time to no avail.
Oh, yeah, years.
A year?
Yes, yeah, years.
Jeez. And
yeah,
then
it was so aggravating. She's just going to appointments, not getting answers. I mean, they're like, you have ovarian cysts. They're causing issues. And Julia Nelson, who is another lady in my team, she's now become a personal trainer. She had, they were so painful during the month. She'd be in bed doubled over. And all it took for her, she just doubled and tripled up on the salmon oil and Trianen, and she experiences like no pain now. She also had the hormonal acne that just went all down her face. And I don't know if you guys have seen her before and after pictures. It is amazing what Trianen and salmon oil did for her just with the ovarian cyst. So many women are going through this, and I think it's, definitely diet related, and just having high inflammatory diets. There's just no, when our body's on fire, we're going to experience pain. So we have, I think when we can mention it here and there, you're going to hear women who say, I have that. So I had a friend who just actually texted me this morning in our church. I've known her for 11 years, and they just always I just felt like almost like a pushback from them. So, we've just been friends. I just when you feel that you just feel like somebody feels like they feel like you're gonna, I guess they give you the feeling that they think you're gonna always sell them when you're around them, So it was just like, we just gotta build a relationship and be friendly with them, because every time they mention NeoLife, there's almost like a negative to it, although they're not on it. Well, she all of a sudden got really sick the other day, 2 weeks ago, and I don't really offer products, but they're a good friend. They've done a lot of work for us as electricians, and I said, hey, you're not being able to teach. Can I bring you by some products? And I just gave her like a week's supply of digestive products, aloe, and probiotic. It helped her so much. And I just followed up with her yesterday and said, hey, I just heard some she found out she had ovarian cysts that were causing all the pain. I said, I just was talking to a couple ladies who've had the same issue you have and don't have pain anymore. Would you be interested in learning more about the program? She messaged me this morning and said yes. So You guys, these testimonies, I love, Bob, how you focus so much on them, because that's what gives us those little nuggets to go out and share. So thank you for all you do, Bob, to bring in those testimonies.
Yeah. Thank you, Chelsey.
So, yeah, but Bob, you want to just direct me where you want me to go now?
Well, yeah, if you guys, you're building directors like Shelley and then Michelle and Tom and Amanda. It's amazing. And do you guys do weekly lunch and learn? If you can share how you build directors, how you help your people grow, how you do your meetings. To me, it's amazing what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, I first always say, if you don't have an event on your calendar, it's not happening. You don't have if you don't have anything to invite people to, then you're not going to grow. But how many people can't make the event? So I'm challenging myself and my team, when we're doing these, I do a Wednesday lunch and learn every week. And at first I hosted them at my house, as I helped the ladies and my team build up kind of a confidence, seeing what they're doing, seeing what I did every week, that it is possible, even with 6 kids or whatever, if you have a full-time job, that, setting aside, it doesn't have to be a lunch and learn. It could be an evening event. It could be somewhere where you just say, I'm going to be at this restaurant or coffee shop every day or this day of the week. It's open, bring people. There's got to be something happening like that. It's the face-to-face. So now what I'm doing is we kind of live in a metropolitan area, excuse me, and so I thought, well, some people, it's hard to drive 40 minutes across town for lunch. So that area is now hosting that city lunch and learn, and then the next week we're in this city lunch and learn. Then we're in 4 different cities throughout the month. And I have my team, and what we want to do, and what I was seeing is, I don't want people to get so. It's easy to get in, even with events, to get in a almost like a plateau, right? To where you're just coming, it's routine. Everybody's coming to my house. We've got great food. Everybody knows, kind of their thing they're bringing. And we forget to invite, because we're enjoying it so much. Or we're not being intentional in inviting. And we stop developing these leaders. So now what I'm wanting to do is get them in their house. And that's why I told the lady, I said, look, we got to get into your house. First of all, you've got to get your team comfortable in hosting their own event. And if these women, families, guys start saying, oh, okay, I'll host one. They start saying, I can do it. I can prepare my house. I can set up, the lunch and learn or the evening event. And they start becoming leaders. And as they invite people in their community, guess who that community is seeing as a leader now? Them, not me. And that's what I told them. I said, when they see you as a leader and they're not coming to my house and saying, oh, she's the leader, she's the initiator, they're seeing you as initiator. You've just set yourself up for big success. And so I now challenge my team to start doing that. And I said, my goal is eventually you have your own lunch and learns around the town. And it just keeps growing from there. So, but it kind of the lunch and learn is like a shake party. It's a healthy hour. And if that gives you an idea, does anybody here have questions about what that is? Or are y'all familiar with that format?
What format? She asked the question. The lunch and learn?
The shake party or the health party?
Yeah, like the healthy hour. Are you I don't know. I know we've done it with you, Leslie, and Daniel, and Wayne. So, all right. If I don't need to expound on that, then I just want to make sure that there weren't questions with kind of what a healthy hour was.
I know the healthy hour, but the lunch and learn intrigues me because I know you've taught people to make bread, and you do something different each week, and then add 20 minutes.
Oh yes. Okay, so what I want to do is, and I tell the team, I say I will always cover whole food nutrition. So we always cover the Pro Vitality, the shake, and a little bit of the history of NeoLife. And then we have a bonus topic each week. Like last week, it was on the detox. And I had Julia, she did the cleaner demo, and you guys have seen her videos. She does an amazing job. And literally people were at the Lunch and Learn who were already customers, and they were going on their app ordering the Superintendent LDC as she was speaking. They were so impressed because she not only did the detox, but she showed how she washed her fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
Then like this week, I'm going to do Healthy Minds. And so we'll expound a little bit on the foundational products, which is what we cover, the breakfast pack. And then we talk about about a 5 to 10 minute bonus topic, so that my team that's there is constantly getting further educated on products. I a lot of times ask somebody to do that bonus topic, so they're developing their own skills, and they're also developing knowledge and product. And then we close out. So every once in a while, I might throw in there and I like to make homemade bread and mill my own wheat, which goes right along with the Trianon story. So Leslie, you had mentioned that. That would be kind of like a fun lunch and learn, but I still go over the breakfast pack. Mm-hmm. The only time I ever did not, and I forget, it was sometime in San Jose, the people who brought some guests were like, I thought you were going to cover that. That's what I wanted them to hear. And I thought, you know what? I will never do that again. I want my team to know this is what to expect. And I just told my team, I said, you know what? It doesn't matter if you hear it 100 times. I've probably heard it thousands of times. Mm-hmm. You will always hear something that connects, or you're like, oh, I'll share that with the person, and you'll find yourself sharing it the next day, what you heard that day. So yeah, we do a bonus topic, and we try to keep it like 45 minutes because it is a lunch and learn. So mine starts at 11, and then we eat. I try to start about 11:30, 11:45, so we're done by 12:30.
Do you all the food, or do people bring?
No, the team is bringing it.
Okay.
Yes, you want it to be duplicatable. We're not doing. I mean, we've ended up. Somebody brings homemade hummus and veggies. Somebody brings the fruit. So I always make a loaf of bread. That's my go-to. Somebody might bring the peanut butter protein balls with the NeoLife. So just a variety. We always have so much food that the team is contributing, and even members who come continuously start saying, oh, I might start bringing something, or I feel like I need to bring something. I was like, if you have a healthy dish, bring it. We always love to, try new things. So I guess building in the community, and getting people to the event is, I always say, if you're not connected in your community and you're not connecting with people, you're not going to grow. And that pushes many of us, especially me, outside of my comfort zone. So when I moved to San Jose and I didn't know a single soul, I started thinking, well, okay, first of all, I know what kind of people I like to hang out with. I like to hang out with people who have my kind of interest, right? Whether it's fitness, whether it's mothering, healthy cooking. So I found groups that I knew I could connect with. And I always say, be involved in a couple different communities, whether it's a church community, whether it's a gym community, whether, tennis or whatever, if you like to rock climb, just get involved and start investing. And this is what's really neat. And for those of you who've been around for a while, longer than me, you know how things can plateau, or you can kind of get in that slump. And when I start feeling like, okay, I'm not connecting with new people, people coming into my NeoLife funnel, it's dry right now. And I just realized I've got to plug into a new community. But as I always make sure, have I invested enough in that community that I'm in now? And if I told Josh, if I base any of my growth off of, okay, so as a new promoter, a lot of people say, okay, if this doesn't work in a year or have that mindset, then or maybe not even a year, maybe like a month or two, right? If I can't sign anybody up, it's not working. And we hear that all the time. Oh, it's just not working. Well, I told Josh, I said, this is fun moving to a new place, not knowing a soul, and being able to almost feel like you're starting off new and fresh. Like you got to go find contacts. You got to connect with the community. And after about 6 months of being involved in the kids' school, being involved in sports with the kids, sitting on the sideline, getting to know parents, I realized, as people are building a business, I need to let them know it doesn't happen right away, right? it's the relationships. It happens a year or 2 or 3, and it's that compound effect of just building those relationships, investing in them, being intentional. Because if we're not intentional with those conversations and being curious about people, it's not going to lead into what we would love to share with them. And so I was telling Josh, I said, so if I had based, if NeoLife worked off the first year of being in San Jose, I would have said, it doesn't. But if I continued with what they say, you have to have that 2 to 3 year plan of being consistent and intentional. After those 2 to 3 years, and here developing a Sapphire director, having a huge leg in San Jose that when I did move away, it's still going strong. We signed another senior manager last month out of that leg.
Wow.
They've had their best month, and just seeing that. Now I'll look back and I can say it works, So we've got to remember, we've got to encourage our team to plug in, connect to community, invest in community, get outside your comfort zone. I always tell people, I said, it doesn't matter what your house looks like. People just want to come and know you care. And I have all this excuse of, well, it's not clean enough, or it's too small. And, I mean, Josh, you guys saw, we had people over to our bus. That was way too small. But it's about people wanting to know you care, and they don't care how much you know until they know that you care about them as a person. So become curious about people, ask questions. You'll kind of awaken their needs. And then from there, you can offer solutions. And it's not like, it's just like I walked up to the race, and right away, one of the kids' teachers walked over. And she says, hey, what is she at? Oh yeah, she goes, and I have my NeoLife shirt on. Josh is wearing his NeoLife shirt. All my kids are like in their sweatshirt. It's on our cars. So they're not going to miss what we do. I don't even have to talk to these people. I walk up and they say, hey, do you have a probiotic? And I was like, funny you should ask. Yes, I do. No, I was like, we do. I was like, what are you experiencing right now? She's like, oh, I just got off antibiotics. My stomach is torn up. And I was just thinking about you because I saw, I know you do health. And it's because we're wearing it. We're we're mostly wearing it. It's on our car. And this person, I have never really even talked to her. And I finally, I was like, oh, you're that kid's mom. You're my kid's librarian, at the school. So it was just so neat that she knew about that. And I was at the football game last night. Same thing. A lady comes up to me and says, hey, I haven't been feeling well, and I just can't get rid of this cough. Somebody told me I should talk to you. I have no clue who told her that. And then same thing with, there was another lady today who came up to me and said, it was just weird because I realized people are talking. She mentioned something like, I need to talk to you about hear your story and hear, your health story. And I was like, oh, really? And I said, well, something came up and I said, well, I work with a company called NeoLife. She said, yeah, some people told me about it. And, so it's just neat that when you're so invested in the community and you just get to have all these little micro conversations and ask questions that whether you're sitting at your kid's sporting event and you're just getting to know these people, and you're not seeing them as dollars, you're seeing them as people, you're seeing them as relationships, you're investing in them as a person and becoming curious about who they are, what they do, what makes them tick, who are their kids. You're going to have the conversation turn to you, and you're going to have an opportunity to hear their struggles and needs, and then very tastefully, because of who NeoLife is, offer solutions. So I just love seeing that come into play and seeing what happened in that 3 years in San Jose of just being intentional with moms groups. And what is so neat is, I was asked to lead a boot camp in San Jose. That I am not a boot camp leader, you guys. I'm not going to sit there and holler at ladies or, tell them get down to do 20, things like that. So it was very intimidating for me, but I was like, you know what? Why not? If God has given me, a desire for myself to stay fit, why not encourage others? So I started doing things like that. And then I turned and thought, what can I do? What event can I have constantly on my calendar to invite these contacts through? And God just gave me the idea for me, Lunch and Learns, because that's what fit into my schedule. And then what is so cool is from that, I had moms groups asking me to come speak in front of, like, you know, there's 60 women who come and talk about healthy eating. Not because I'm educated in as a dietitian, because I'm living it out. Because they saw my constant invites to Healthy Lunch and Learns, my posts about eating healthy, and they saw it was lifestyle, and that you weren't just all about. I mean, we had a dietitian come and speak, and she was the most unhealthy person up there, right? And I remember just sitting in the mom group thinking, she's a dietitian telling us how to eat, and none of it made sense because it was not the NeoLife concept idea, right? I mean, and I'm like, I just remember thinking, I wonder if any of these ladies are taking her seriously. She did not look like a picture of health. And here she's talking about a picture of health and how we should be feeding our children, and you know, and really it was, you guys probably would have been blown away how she was saying we should feed our children. And so what's neat is here I'm not a dietitian, and they asked me the next year to do that talk. Yeah. Because, you know, they saw I have 6 children. I'm living it out. I'm investing in other people, and I just thought that is neat, because it's almost like God, you know, God was just showing me, like, look, if you just surrender your I guess introverted self to me, He hasn't given us a spirit of, you know, fear, but of power, love, self-control. And we take that and we love on people beyond what we think we're capable of, great things will happen. Things like being able to speak in front of 60, 70 ladies who now I'm still in touch with. Like, Josh went back last week and they said, it was just neat. I thought, you know, this is what our NeoLife family needs to be. Our NeoLife family needs to be, when we meet somebody, they leave with a happier, more joyful heart. They leave feeling inspired. They leave feeling like they were the most important person in your life. And they're just like, there was something different about that person. They made me feel good. They energized me. I left feeling like I want to get to know them better. And I want that for all of us, that when somebody's around us, they feel that. They feel, you know, and I know I'm talking to a lot of people who are believers here and have faith, but they feel the joy of the Lord in us. And so Josh went to California this past week, and he scheduled an event with somebody that I met through that mom's group. So he signed up as a senior manager, sold like 1,000 and something TV. And that was hard. We thought she didn't want to do it. I kept calling her. I'm like, do you want help inviting to the event? I can walk you through how to do this. Never heard back. And what do you know? She still had a great event, but it wasn't, it was like not giving up on them. And so they had shown interest. This is just, a lot of times people are busy, but this is what's so cool. She told Josh, she said, you know, you and Chelsey came in and you gave so much life to so many families in our church, because we dove right in and started leading a parent connecting families group. And she said, when y'all left, you left a hole, a void. And I thought, that's what I would love for everyone to say about each one of us in NeoLife. That if we're not there, they feel the void of what we gave them by just being around who we are as a community. And so whether it's your Breakfast of Champions you're having now, we're having a Dinner of Champions tonight, your Healthy Hours, your once a month event, whatever you have, that you're giving a community to your community, that they feel like they are part of something bigger, that there is a purpose. There are so many women or family, I should just say families, men and women, who don't feel connected. We're the most connected socially through social media, but we're the most disconnected face to face. Or in a restaurant, you look around and you're like, why is everybody on their phone? They could be talking to their friend instead of texting them. And so I love that is something, NeoLife goes beyond just helping others to feel better through health. We're helping people feel better spiritually, emotionally, in their community, and giving a purpose. And if we can create that vision when we're around them, I mean, I always start my the healthy hours or lunch and learns, like, you know, thanking them, saying, look, thank you. I know you guys are busy. We all are, but you took a moment out of your day, or a couple hours out of your day, to come learn about who we are and what we are. And what we are is we are a community that inspires living better through a product that we've been so blessed with.
Right.
And through that, that's like the vehicle we have chosen to give back to our community, to invest in our community, because it all starts with how we feel. And so through this community, we want you to come, we want you to learn about healthy living. It doesn't mean you have to be a NeoLife customer. If you come every week and you don't buy NeoLife, as long as you're walking away getting encouragement and empowerment to live better, then that's what this community is about. And so, and I just feel like that is so, people need to know that. People need to know that you are still their friend. And I tell people at the end, I say, look, relationships to Josh and I are more important than anything. So even if you don't buy, you are still our friend. And I joke around, I say, but you might be like my friend over here. It took her 20 years, but you'll come around eventually as you hear more and more stories. So, so I just let people know they're more important to me than a cell. What's most important to me is that their life is changed and bettered because of their association with us as a person. So, and I think when people feel that, it takes that stress away, because how many people are knocking on their mostly social media door saying, I have this product, without really investing in them. They just feel like they're bombarded and sold. I mean, I was just added to 3 groups this week of like oils and this and that. And I'm like, first of all, I already have a million friends that do stuff. Second of all, I don't have a relationship with this person. So I just say, be a professional inviter. If you're going to add somebody to the NeoLife page, or you're going to add somebody to one of your groups, make sure you have a relationship. Make sure you've asked their permission. That you sent them a personal text that, hey, we had that conversation the other day. I thought of you with this group, or I thought of you with this event, and let them know you are thinking about them, not people don't want to know you're thinking about them yourself. They don't want to think you're like, I just have to get people to this event. No, that you thought about them. There's going to be somebody at this event you need to meet per our conversation we had. So when Josh and I, and last thing, Bob, I'm sorry, I'm taking up so much of y'all's time. But last thing I'll mention is when Josh and I were growing extremely fast to 3 Ruby in our key to success was following up. You can go out all day and meet your whole entire community and get everybody's contact. But if you do not have a system to follow up with that contact, you do not have an event to invite them to, or you don't even remember what they told you when you go to follow up with them, take notes on them. I mean, in your phone, or some people with old school, even, write down on a piece of paper, take notes on that person. Guess what? I remember thinking, oh, I won't forget that person. I'll never forget that person. But eventually your NeoLife funnel is going to be so full of people, you're going to be like, well, what did she talk about? Or what did he mention? So you want to write those notes. And then when Josh and I were growing the most, I mean, literally, I called it my power hour. I would sit down when Stephen and Mariah were taking a nap. I had an hour and a half, 2 hours in the afternoon. The dishes weren't done in the sink, but I thought the dishes can wait. I knew that it was this evening when it's not calling hours. And I would pick up that phone and I would just go through my system of who to follow up with. What did we talk about last? What can I send them? Now we have this great NeoLife app, and we can just send and see when they viewed it. But literally I was sending stuff through snail mail, like news you can use and things like that, which is a great thing to do too. I think that'd be awesome touch. Note cards, things like that. But that power hour was full of follow-up. And we were hitting our 3 for 30. It used to be called that. Sign up 3 people every month. You're 3 for 30, or 3 and 30, every single month. And getting that Platinum Achievers Award. We used to have that one every single year at convention and ranking number one constantly. And I just think back and I'm like, I wasn't really working that hard. I was just taking a very intentional time frame that I knew I had and set apart and was ready to dive in with a follow-up system I have. So, you're going to be at your work, you're going to be at church, you're going to be at some community event. Make a point to get around the room and meet people, trade phone numbers. A lot of times, just like this morning, I was like, hey, why don't, she's like, I know I'm holding you up. I said, well, here, just give me your number. And I give them my phone with the contact open. I said, here, just put it in. I've never had somebody say, oh, well, no. When you give somebody your phone and you say, sorry, kids are walking up in the car now. Here, enter it in. They're going to. And then right away, I just send her over a link through the NeoLife app so I can see when she viewed it, and then I'll follow up with her. So, anyways, just don't forget that when you're connecting in a community, to have a system in place, be intentional, be consistent, and it's going to take a little bit. I mean, like I said, we just signed up somebody we've known for 20 years. And some people just take a while to actually catch the vision. They take a while to realize, wait, Josh and Chelsey are serious, or they heard a testimony from somebody else. So it's that compound effect you hear. We read that book, many of you have, Compound Effect, of just like a little snowball, start small, and you start building up that funnel, and then all of a sudden you just have people coming through the other side, signing up as promoters and members. And so when you get to a point where you have more people to follow up with than you know what to do with, that's a great feeling. You never have a dull moment in the car. You can get in the car and say, okay, Bluetooth's on, I'm ready to go for my, whatever drive. I'm going to call these 3 people. Sometimes you only call one because you have a great conversation. But being intentional with those times as you connect in the community. So, Bob, is there anything else?
Yes. You talking about your Sapphire, Shelley's story is incredible. Could you tell, because she had 3 big health conditions, can you share about her getting over that, and then just briefly how her health improved, and then what she's done in the business, and then close with why is it important to go to convention?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Chelsey, I met her because our kids fought at school. She has a Levi, my Levi's age, and I have a Levi, and they were playing around and roughhousing at school, and the school did not like that. They were just being boys. Honestly, that's all they were doing is being boys. So I was like, okay, I've got to find this other Levi's mom and apologize. So we were at a field trip, and I was very intimidated by her. She was a tall Cali girl, And so I walked over. I was like, are you Levi's mom? And she was yes. I was like, okay, I need to apologize. And she was really cool right away. I was like, okay, I don't need to be intimidated by this tall Cali girl. And she's like, I saw your car. What do you do? And we started chatting, and I was like, so what do you do? She's like, I'm a hairdresser. I was like, awesome. I am coming in with this mane, and I'm going to sit in your chair, and we're going to talk about NeoLife. She's like, okay, perfect. So I go over, I sit in her chair. She did not give me the French price that first time. But we just talked, and I got to know her, just learn about her life. And I asked her if she'd ever thought about doing a business like this. And I said, can I share a little bit of difference of this kind of business versus what you do? And she's like, yeah, sure. I got permission because I didn't want her to feel like, oh, I'm what am I sitting here doing this kind of business for? I said, so how this business works is I get a customer. Say you order from me, you love the product, and you order for the rest of your life. You're a one-time work besides making sure you're maintaining your customer base. And your order for life, I am paid off of your order for the rest of your orders and the rest of your NeoLife usage. I said, so it's really one-time work. I said, so when somebody sits in this chair and you cut their hair, are you paid for life on that service you just gave them? Or are you trading time, pain, and which is standing all day. And, you know, are you paid when they're not in your chair? She's like, whoa, no. So that really got her attention. Like, wait, what? So she shared with me that she has migraines. And she literally had such bad varicose veins, she had to like rest her leg up on the chair to stop the throbbing. And she has
degenerative disc.
Degenerative disc. Thank you, Bob. You're so good with these stories. And so, anyways, she got on the product. She's very skeptical because things race her heart. And so she was like constantly looking into things and being very careful taking it. No problem whatsoever. Even the natural stuff she tried in the past would just race her heart out of control. And the tea was a lifesaver to her. It did not give her palpitations or anything that she experienced. The salmon oil and with the breakfast pack got rid of her headaches. Her varicose veins stopped hurting. And she's like, I literally feel like I could stand here all day now. She's like, I do not have the neck pain and back pain I had. So she's gone on now to use people sitting in her chair to build a sapphire business. Wow. And she just recently replaced her income completely with NeoLife. And she doesn't have to have people sitting in her chair anymore. Although I think she's going to, because it's a great conversation and you get to connect with so many people. So it's like having people for an hour and a half, 2 hours, sit in your chair and have full-on conversations and be curious about them and get them to try the skincare. So I was like, hey, would you mind trying this? I would love to hear feedback. And so, so that's just been awesome to see her, you know, story. But, oh yeah, events and conventions. You guys, there is nothing that can replace the experience of going to convention, a rally, your team retreat. When you get somebody there, and many of you have been there, you feel the emotion, you feel the energy, and you just come away like thinking, why didn't I invite this person, right? And, oh, so sorry. My son's phone just connected to here. So hopefully you guys did not get a beat blast in your ear. That was loud. So let's see. I always tell people, I say, you cannot bottle that kind of energy, the education and the nuggets that you get from hands-on. I mean, what it's like seeing Jesus face to face, you know? I mean, we can never, ever know what Thomas experienced when he got to see and touch and feel, right? And that's the same for convention. We can never relay that kind of a message to somebody else when they're actually sitting in their own seats and they've taken that investment to be there and they get to experience it. And when you get somebody to convention, just count that as a year's worth of work. I mean, there's no dollar that can be put on the value of that. And we see it over and over with getting our team there, and they go home and they come back and they're like, we have seen, we have touched, we have been there with our own eyes. And they go and they change lives because they are taking back what they experienced, not what you did. You can never take that back to them. And so those retreats, convention, hands down. I mean, never has anybody said, I regret that weekend I spent in Phoenix, Arizona, or wherever it is. Where's it next? I can't remember.
Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Palm Springs. I mean, nobody's ever said that. Like, that was money and time wasted. Everybody walks away with like, why didn't I invite more people? I know I knew. I should have brought my mom. I should have brought my sister. So get people to sign up, commit, and just tell them, say, look, 10 years from now, let me tell you this, you will never remember what you did that weekend, but you will remember attending convention because it will change your life. It will change the course of your life, and it will change the lives that are around you because you are going to take back information that is going to not only I guess it's the nuggets they get. It's not only going to change your life, but you're going to become a better person, and those that you come in contact with will see it because they'll know that you just experienced something amazing. So we see it all the time. Tom and Amanda, great examples of that. The pharmacists I talked about in the beginning and the FBI sniper, they came to a retreat. That was the first event they could sign up for, closest one that was going on in that area. And I just tell people that are building a business, like I told her, I said, if you're interested in business, just get yourself there. Do whatever it takes. And big events are just non-negotiable. If one of my team members says, oh, I just don't know if I can make it, I'm like, no, that should never even, this event comes before anything. I mean, my daughter's birthday has fallen on convention for years. We just celebrate big on another day. She gets it. It has never hurt her. But I have people say, oh, it's my son's birthday that weekend. I'm like, no, I don't do that. I just say, look, your son will be okay. Plan a big party when you're back or before you go. Take him with you. But when they see that the vision that you have and they see that it's bigger than them, it gives them purpose in life. And I would always tell Mariah, who her birthday used to be August 8th. I think World Team used to hit that date. I can't remember what it was, or maybe convention. And I would just tell her, a lot of times she'd be with a fun grandma. I'm like, well, first of all, you get to be with grandma on your birthday and do a lot of fun stuff. And I just say, look, we'll plan a big party and make it special, sometime. And no joke, it gave her, I think, such a great attitude about life is bigger than her. Mom and dad are on a mission. And we'd get home, sit down with them and say, let me tell you this story. Let me tell you this story of this life that changed. How about this person who had depression? And sometimes, if a kid gives us attitude or something, we sit them down and we say, you know what? Do you remember that story at retreat? Do you remember them talking about they were so depressed they wanted to put a gun to their head? We don't hide much from our children. I mean, we live in such a horrible world right now. I mean, you just don't. It's all over the news, right? They hear it and then we turn on the news. And then we say, do you realize because somebody cared more about themselves to go to the convention, get educated, invest in that person's life, their life is changed because of somebody caring? And we just tell them, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the great commission, and it's about investing in people's lives to where they feel like you love them beyond what they've ever experienced. So I love it when my kids get to see that and experience that and realize, even if, say, an event falls on something like that, they catch the vision that life is bigger than them. And so just make sure that you guys write it down. That big events are non-negotiable. You be there.
Okay.
And you get that training, you get that time and your team there, and you guys will change the world. And you already are. I see so many faces on here of what you guys are doing, and it's just so exciting all the inspiration I get from you guys on social media and through what you guys invest, whether it's being on a leadership call or what I got to hear from what came out of leadership school with some of you on this call. That was pretty amazing. So anything else, Bob?
That was just so good, Chelsey. I'm picking up the really critical thing is relationship building and caring, right? That's huge. It's
I mean, our world is hungry for that.
Yeah. And, I'm sorry to go back to this just briefly, but I was so impressed with Shelley's story. The migraines gone, the neck pain gone. And I heard she said that she had to drink coffee all day long just to get through the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole changed life, right? Way better life. And she was young when that was happening.
Yeah, I mean, early 30s.
Yeah.
I think it started in his late 20s, but early 30s is when we met. And yeah, she was drinking coffee. She was having to take pain, medication throughout the day, pain meds throughout the day. just, aspirin, Advil, things like that, just to get her through the day. And I remember when we first would get together, she would just get bloodshot eyes and barely be able to focus because her headaches were so intense. And I could just tell she was in just horrible pain. Your heart goes out because you want to tell them, oh, take 6 to 9 Tylenol, but it's got to be them realizing, they need it and coming to a point to where you give them the education to where they make that decision, not force it on them. So I just remember wanting so bad to, just start her off on this huge regimen, but just a little bit she started off on gave her such the results that she needed to be like, wait, what if I take 3 salmon oil? What if I take this? And so yeah, it just is a total change hanging out with her now, endless energy, and never do I see her squinting in pain or just sitting there like pounding her head. So if you guys know her now, you could have never imagined that. But yeah, and now she leads the boot camp for me out in California. She kind of carried that baton on, so that's neat to see.
Hey, Bob.
Look who's in the car.
Hey, guys. Can I, in front of this great audience here, friends, can I present Chelsey with her top 3 finish in the 5K this morning? She was with you guys, so I went on stage and accepted this medal for you.
Wow.
So this hot mama was out there and kicked the competition. Good job, honey.
Yeah, and it says choices, run for life. I was telling you guys about this cause. It's a really neat cause, so we are honored to be part of it.
Well, Chelsey,
you guys have a fun DOC out there.
Congratulations on that running. But Chelsey, I'm sure your heart feels so much joy about literally changing people's lives, right? It's not just about selling product, making money, which we all need money, so that's good, but literally changing their life, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's what's really neat. So for me, it's never been about the dollar or selling products. And that's when I really had a paradigm shift when I started this. I honestly just looked at Josh. Hey, hold on one second, you guys. I got to run to the store for the dinner champions, and then I'll be home. Okay. Will you get them on their chores, please?
Love you guys.
Hey, Josh. Josh.
Chelsey, can Josh stay?
Josh, Bob was saying something.
Just quick.
What'd you say, Bob?
Oh, can you be in our picture, Josh?
We're gonna get our picture right now with you guys in it.
Oh.
If that's okay.
That's fun for
So what do? We get right here?
Yeah, it's like this.
Daniel will line us up and you tell us which way to move.
Okay.
Should we move this?
I'm
Right
stopping our videos because we're gonna have our backs to it.
Open the door.
Good idea.
You guys.
Oh.
You're good.
Not covering up the screen.
Nope. Guys, you can get up higher.
There,
There you
that
go.
other one?
All right.
Okay. And 3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Let me check that quick.
Chelsey, can you, would you mind, you've done just such an awesome job. Could you just pray for us, Chelsey, that, we have a really good heart to help people and invest in their lives and change their lives in every way, even if they don't get involved with product, just to love them. Would you mind doing that? And then we'll close with that.
Yes, I would be honored to.
We're gonna pray right now. Chelsea's gonna pray for us. So
And congratulations to Josh on his placement.
yeah, number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much. Okay, Chelsey.
All right.
You guys, let's give Chelsey a hand for her work. And now Chelsea's going to pray for us. So we have the Lord's heart to invest in people, right, Chelsey?
Yes. Amen. I definitely will. All right. Well, let's pray, you guys. Father, I just thank you so much for the Pearson team, Lord, and just the love that they show and the care that they give and attention they give to so many people and changing their lives, Lord. And I just pray that you would just open those doors to meet people who need what NeoLife has to offer, Lord, and that we would see people as yours and that we would just offer the solutions to just the hurt and the pain that others are experiencing. And that we would have ears to hear, that we would just open our hearts, and that we would be diligent in getting, just in putting into our minds things that build us up, so that when we do meet with somebody, we have the energy to, and the just the wisdom to share with them in a way that they need to hear, to where it's about caring about them. And Lord, I just thank you so much for NeoLife and what it's done for each one of us, and that you would just give us the power and the boldness to share without fear, and with a love and a care that comes across, and not that it's about a sale, but it's about changing a life, so that that person can have a life that is full of impact, that is full of health, that is full of vitality, just like what the Pro Vitality stands for, Lord, that we would offer that. We would offer vitality in their spiritual walk, and their emotional well-being, their physical well-being, Lord, and that you would just open endless doors, and that we would be willing and ready for that opportunity when it comes, and that you would just give us a spirit of love and sound mind, self-control, Lord, and that we would be able to change not just hundreds and thousands of lives, Lord, but millions. We know you can do big things. You can move mountains. You can change kings' hearts. And we know that you love each and every one of us, and that you want the best life. And sometimes we know it's just reaching out and investing in that person that you put into our path, Lord. So I just thank you for this time. I thank you for each one on this call, Lord, and their heart to change lives and to offer solutions in the community, that you would just give us the boldness, and you would also give us the wisdom that we need, and knowing what community do we get invested in and involved in, and that we would take what you've given us and be intentional, and not be like the one who throws seed by the wayside and then doesn't do anything, Lord, but that we would sow, and that we would reap big. And in that reaping, Lord, that we would give back to the community, that we would give back to you, and we would honor you through it all. And Lord, I just pray for Bob. I would pray that you just continue to give him the strength and wisdom to lead like he leads, Lord. And I just thank you for his heart for you, his heart for our country, and that you would just continue to bless him in big ways, Lord, as he serves you with everything. And I just pray that you continue to bless the BOC this morning for them, and that we would all stay healthy, strong, and our eyes on you until we see each other again at the next great event. And I pray this in Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you so much, Chelsey.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
You're welcome. What an honor to be on here. Sorry to take up an hour.
Oh, we loved every second.
good.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Great.
Have a great day.
Thank you. So good to see all of you on here. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend.
Okay, thanks, Chelsey. Bye-bye.
All right, you're welcome. Bye.